These days, it is common to think that there are no limits to what we know. After all, we can easily find the answer to any question that may arise in our heads, simply by accessing the internet. The name of a strange city in a distant country, how to prepare that exotic food, or the latest news about any female celebrity can be accessed quickly and easily. However, there is much more information on the internet than most people realize. This is because most of us do not access the deep web, the parts of the internet where only those who know the exact address can gain access. If there are pages hidden in the deep web, you should also know that there are parts of the deep web that are even deeper and more mysterious. We are talking about the Marianas Web. Have you ever heard of the darkest part of the internet? What is the deep web? To understand Marianas Web, you need to know a little bit about the deep web and where it is found. As I'll explain more comprehensively in this video, the content of deep web is one that brings together pages and documents not indexed by search websites such as Google or Bing. This is the main definition of the term, which was created by Michael K. Bergman, CEO and co-founder of Structured Dynamics LLC. It refers to all content that cannot be indexed by search engines and is therefore not available directly to anyone browsing the internet. These secret pages may only be accessed by specific applications such as Tor. It connects you to a network called Onion that manages access between your PC and these non-indexed sites. The question remains then, why are these pages hidden? It's simply freedom of content. On the deep web, you will find all sorts of material, from relatively simple things like movies and books banned in certain countries to heavier content, such as forums for heavy image exchange, buying and selling drugs, and many other things. Many say in forums and amateur pages that most online data worldwide is on this network and is not viewed by most ordinary people. However, there are no specific or certified numbers to back the claim up. Even if you do not know how to fry an egg, or you are terrible in the kitchen, you've probably seen an onion up close, haven't you? So you know onions, in addition to making people cry a little, also separate into several different layers. This is how Tor works. It works with several layers, each which is a different router. At each step, the browser connects to one, which passes the connection information to the next, and so on. With that, the goal is to make the super encrypted content accessible for you. The term layer is not just about Tor's browsing operations on the deep web. Some say that the place itself also has a layered division, bringing different levels of access, all according to the level of the user's knowledge and what he might be looking for. On the internet, there is not much precise information about such layers, so we've looked for some in the deep web itself. After several comings and goings, we have come to a kind of consensus, a pattern of divisions that appears in many forums and sites specialized in the subject. In addition to the popular image of the iceberg depicting the deep web and all its hidden content, there are others also showing how this layering works. Some are even cryptic, displaying the user as a helpless person surrounded by crazy and abstract layers of content. The first three levels considered in this ranking are made by elements that are more normal, if you will. The first layer, called 0, would be the internet that we usually access today, the common sites in our daily routine such as Facebook, Instagram, and so on. This is the internet that everybody sees. By going to the first level, called the surface web, you would find sites with more diverse content and some forums that admittedly appear with new and/or contradictory information, such as Reddit. Following the evolution, we arrive at layer number 2, the Burgy web. Here you will find FTP servers that are further away from popular sites. Finally, in the third layer, you reach the deep web itself. There are already many different types of content here, such as sites with heavy video content, hacking forums, community scripting, and virus studies, amongst others. Although this layer can be accessed by the use of a proxy server, it contains only the most accessible material of the deep web. There are many deep web sites that you can access without having Tor installed. This, however, restricts the scope of your navigation, leaving you stuck to the type of content mentioned above. Another problem is that you will probably end up with a PC full of malware. This means that anyone who ventures onto these sites should follow the advice of those who access the deep web regularly, many of which claim that Tor guarantees some degree of protection and it allows you to access the other parts of this third layer. With Tor, you can already gain access, if you can find the sites of course, to several more advanced materials. There are those who say that there are extremely technical forums on the most diverse computational subjects, including data on cosmology. Layer 4, called the Charter Web, is a more advanced version of the third layer. Here, however, access to illegal materials begin to grow dramatically. Drug sales sites, banned and extremely offensive videos, and even the so-called hidden wiki are found on this level. The deepest place, on the fifth layer, we find the Marianas Web. The name is inspired by the Marianas Trench, which is known as the deepest place in the ocean. A popular infographic found on the internet shows this part of the deep web with the use of a tool called closed-shell systems, in addition to polymeric fascicle derivation. All this, however, could just be some fictitious names and tools created out of nowhere, and only for some curious new users to end up looking for something that doesn't exist. It is well known that many web pages need programs and settings far more advanced than Tor to be accessed. These sites would shape the so-called Marianas Web. This level could also split into different categories, making up the 5th, 6th, and 7th layers of the web. Here, the rule would be the same. The higher the level you want to access, the more advanced tools you'll need to go with your increasingly advanced skill set. Extreme content of all kinds, including terrorist tutorials, pages with prohibited adult material, and unimaginable subject forums, could be found in these layers. Even some legends and conspiracy theories can take shape in the confines of the internet. But what is so secretive about the Marianas Web that it needs to be hidden in such a way? There's no 100% correct answer to this, so there is no way to pinpoint exactly what kind of information can be found here. What is known is based on reports from experienced deep web users and specialized forums. According to them, several truly McBrae sites can be accessed on the Marianas Web. As encryption levels are more advanced, some people feel more comfortable offering their services. Some people point out sites that make hitmen available. Companies specializing in the sale of banned and strictly military weapons could also be found in these farthest layers of the network. In the most sinister reaches of the web, there may even be the trade of human beings, rare animals, and organs. There are also non-bizarre parts within Marianas Web. Some sites and forums controlled by the Chinese Pirate Party, a group that advocates freedom of expression within the country, are supposedly active in these parts of the internet. The exchange of information from an army of hackers joining in the fight against online pedophilia, something very common within the deep web, would also happen in these deeper layers, with specially created forums built to deal with the subject. There are those who believe that some of the most famous conspiracy theories on the internet may have been born on Marianas Web. Among the speculations, for example, that HARP would be a weapon of the United States Army able to control natural forces on our planet. Others talk about the use of quantum computing by powerful governments across the globe, while there are those who say there are secret books written by Nikola Tesla that could bring information about incredible methods of obtaining and controlling electricity. For many, the whole concept of these hidden pages and all their mysteries are just internet legends. What do you think? Comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe.